tall, however that looks for you. And that can even be sitting on cushions. Roll your shoulders back and just take a moment to wiggle from side to side. And just find whatever your center is, whatever that means to you. And that's where your head is balanced over your shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then see if you can just soften a little bit. Drop the face, the hips. And just come to sit now and take the deepest, sweetest breath that you have so far today. Breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out all the moments before this moment. And there's a lovely quote from Rupi Kaur who says, "I'll never have this version of myself again. Let me slow down to be with her." And that's what today's practice is about. We're moving into complete stillness. And just take one hand to your heart and one hand to the floor behind you. And just see how you are today, not how you were yesterday, how you might be later. So just right now, what is your experience of being you? What are the headline emotions that you might be holding today? How's your energy? Are there any places in the body that feel a little bit tender or achy? And we're not fixing or changing or judging any of these. We're just noticing. We're being with ourselves. And keeping the eyes closed, if that's comfortable for you, take 3 more full deep breaths. And let that breath in bring this sense of openness, expansion. Let that breath out be a sense of softening, perhaps dropping into the earth. Do 2 more of those. And however this check-in is, we're just gathering intelligence. This is what we're working with today. So if we're feeling a little bit delicate, then we go a little bit more gentle. If we're full of energy and beans, then we're going to work with that. So just taking your hands now to your knees. We're just going to do some circles. As you breathe in, come round in a circle. As you exhale, bring everything back. You might close your eyes. Let this be an inner experience, not worrying about what it looks like. And you might start to move the neck as well and turn the head. Just keep that breath full and spacious. And then change the directions of your circles. And these little circles here we call Sufi Grind stimulate our pineal gland. And that's the gland that secretes melatonin, the sleep hormone. So kind of really good to do towards the end of the day. Let's come a little bit to center now. And as we sit tall again, as you breathe in, sweep those arms up to the sky and reach for the sky and then drop the shoulders, soften the face. And as you exhale, tip to your right. And as the right hand comes down, reach that left arm up and over and just lengthen from the left waist to the left fingers. Now just breathe into the left lung. And as you breathe out again, can you soften? Can you slow down to be with yourself? Take 1 more deep breath. And then as you lift up, so this is just a little bit strange, take the left hand to the side and then the right hand to the side as well. So we're coming into a kind of upright twist. And as you come up onto your fingertips, breathe in as you lift your heart. And as you exhale, fold a little bit. And can you lengthen that right arm away from you? So quite a strong stretch there for the right side body. Just slow down and breathe into that right side. Exhale, maybe you drop a little closer or back off if it's too much. And then slowly come up and roll the shoulders back. And then just lean back to change the cross of your legs. We all pick our favorite side. And then let's do those circles again. So starting with really big circles. Draw your belly in, just uncoiling the back. Really nice in the morning if your back's a little bit stiff. And then spiral those circles in until you get centered again. And then change the direction of your circles. So we start with little circle this time and then just spiral out. Again, you might ease into the neck. In today's practice, just being with ourselves, what feels good for your body. And then again, just come to stillness. And then roll the shoulders back. Inhale, arms reach for the sky. Exhale, soften those shoulders down. This time we tip to the left and lengthen the right arm up and over. And then just lightly press into that left hand to turn your heart upwards. Always keeping that heart space open and breathing into the right side body. Notice any tension that might be creeping in. Are we trying too hard to stiffen that shoulder? Just breathing in. And then float yourself up by the right fingertips as you breathe in. And take the right hand to the left and extend that left arm. Sorry, right. Extend that left arm in front of you. So the further we go, notice that the left butt cheek starts to lift up. Can you pin it down? So a big side stretch now for the left lung. Can you breathe into the left lung? Sorry, we're not stretching the lung. We're stretching the left side as we make space for our left lung. One more deep breath. And then let's come all the way up and just pause. Feel that really tall spine now as you lift up the heart. We're going to breathe into the center of our chest and hold it there. So breathe into your heart. Pause and breathe in some more. And then whatever it is, just let it go. Completely relax and release the jaw. Let's do that one more time. Breathe into the center of the heart. Now breathe in some more space there. And relax. And that sighing is a real cue to the nervous system that we're letting go. Let's come on to all fours now. So take your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And we're going to do a little bit of love for our hands now. Can you take your hands to the side? So coming into 90 degrees. And our hands are how we express our caring. Let's take the hands all the way around now to 180 degrees. Now this can be really strong. Come forward a little bit to lessen it. Come back a little bit if you wish to deepen it. And keep spreading those fingers as you press lightly into the heels of the hands. So it's so important we do this if we use electronic devices, which all of us do. So stretching what we call our carpal bones. And then take the hands back to the front, just perhaps give them a little shake if that felt quite strong. And now turn your right hand towards your knees, so that the wrist, and we're just lightly going to press into the wrist. This can make you feel really vulnerable. So keep pulling the tummy in. And now we're going to take that left hand underneath your face as we sweep the right arm up to the side. So just circling out the wrist. So there's an expression that our hands are the windows of our heart. All our love gets shown through our hands. Let's wiggle that arm underneath now. So we're going to take the right ear to the ground as we press that right arm underneath and lengthen your left fingertips forward. So spin your heart up, keep that heart open, take a full breath into the upper chest. And one more, just stretching all the tissues around the right shoulder. And then let's come back all the way up again. So just take a moment, spread the fingers, press into each finger pad. This time we're going to flip the left hand. So we press the palm up, pressing into the wrist, spread the fingers. And again, notice we're not putting our weight into it. We're kind of lifting up, just a little light press. And notice if you're holding your breath, because that's often what we do when we feel an intense sensation. So now wiggle that hand free, take the right hand underneath your face and breathe in as you lift your left arm. And again, just circle your left wrist. And then let's feed that arm underneath. So we're compressing the left shoulder here. We're squeezing the tissues. Lengthen your right arm in front of you. And this is how yoga keeps us kind of rejuvenated. We squeeze the tissues, then we release them. We get all this fresh blood. So just notice any tension in the left shoulder head. Can you be gentle? And then let's come back again. So coming back onto all fours, you might be much more aware of the hands now. Let's come and do some cat and cow. So as you breathe in, drop your tummy, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. And as you breathe out, tuck your chin round into the upper back. Feel the opening in the shoulder blades. And with your breath, just snake along the spine in this way. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, round. So as this practice is being with ourselves today, just see if this really serves you or you wish to do anything else. And that might include lying down and having a cocktail, but more along the lines of circling the lower back, figures of 8. That can be really nice if you've got a tight lower back. And if you want to be a little bit more energizing, you might exhale back into child's pose and then come back up again into cow pose. So just whatever it takes for you to feel at home in your body, the only home you'll ever really know. So just coming into it. And if you've got that energy already, you might come into your first downward facing dog. So work with whatever your body is, stay with all fours or come into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. As you bend the knees now, press your heart towards your thighs and just start to straighten the legs one by one. And they might never get straight in this lifetime. It really doesn't matter. Just start to bend one knee and straighten the other leg, but really slowly so that you can really be with yourself. And that way we get to see how our calves are today. And again, keep the head nice and relaxed. You might shake out the head a little bit. So your options are to stay with cat and cow or come from dog to plank pose. So this is harder. Breathing in, come forward to plank. So based on our first check-in, you know how much energy you've got. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Do that 2 more times, warming up the shoulders. Tapping into your strength. And our next one, we stay in plank pose. So as you lift up your inner thighs, gaze forward, feel how strong you are. Root down into those fingertips again and press your heels back and see if you can take 2 breaths here. And if those breaths are jagged around the edges, then that's a sign that you need to drop the knees and go a little bit more gentle. 1 more breath. And then we will drop the knees and go a little bit more gentle. So as we drop the knees, we're going to roll our way forward. First the thighs come down, then the pubic bone and then the chest. And for the first one, let's take a Sphinx pose. Take the elbows underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers and slide your way forward so the heart comes through the armpits. Close your eyes now and take 3 deep breaths. Just slow down to be with yourself. So as we women get to menopause, our lower back is most vulnerable for osteoporosis. It's so important that we strengthen here. Take 2 more breaths. Just giving your back a little bit of love. And then come down. So if that back bend felt enough, you're going to repeat it. Otherwise, we'll do some Cobras. So take the hands by the chest, elbows squeeze back. And we're going to kind of do a 2-part Cobra. As you breathe in, lift your heart. Pause as we did before, and then breathe in a little bit more as you lift. Exhale, come back. So check in with your back. It's much tighter and delicate in the morning. Breathe in. Pause. Higher as you breathe in some more. Exhale, come back down again and do that 2 more times. So the breath will always let you know if you're working too hard. And slowly come down. And let's just stretch where we strengthen. So come back onto all fours, tuck the chin. And again, round into your upper back and just pause there for a breath. And as you exhale, you either stay on all fours again, or you come back to downward facing dog. And spread your fingers, spread the feet. Let's add a little bit more oomph now. So as you breathe in, lift your right leg up and really spread your right toes. Ease that left, lift the left heel high, and then exhale, take the left heel down. And do that 1 more time. Breathe in, lift your left heel. Exhale, left heel comes down. And then gaze forward as you take your right foot to the outside of the right hand. And sometimes we have to drag it there. Drop your left knee down now. And we're going to move with the breath. So as you breathe in, drop your left thigh, lift your heart. As you breathe out, straighten the right leg a little bit. And you have bricks, if you have them, you might use them for underneath your hands. So see how you feel. If you're feeling a little bit more tired today, you're going to keep your hands down. Otherwise, we're going to lift the arms up at the same time. So as we exhale, we straighten the front leg. As we inhale, we sweep the arms up to the sky. So again, 2 more of those. Exhale, come down. And sometimes when we're low on energy, we actually probably do need to work a little harder, but just be gentle. This time, let's stay up. So as we sweep those arms up, lengthen from the waist, hold onto your left wrist now and just tilt a little bit to the right. Breathe all the way down to your left waist. Now soften the elbows, soften the face. 1 more deep breath. Just be with yourself with this next breath. Let all those thoughts dissolve. And then grow tall as you inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, take the hands down. Hands are inside the foot. Now we're coming into a twist. Just breathe in. Take your right hand to your heart and then turn your heart with the hand. And just pause there. Breathe where your hand rests. And then open up your wing. So spread your right fingers. Just take the hands slightly behind you. Just stretch the shoulders and take a deep, deep breath. And now can you circle this right arm? So do really big circles around the whole body. And if you can feel your shoulder blades move, that generally means you're not thinking. So where can you feel? And then next time that right hand comes down, just keep it there. And then let's come back to downward facing dog. And of course, again, your other option is all fours. So spread your fingers wide. Bend the knees to really lift your thighs, your hips, your waistline back. And then again, start to straighten the legs. So this time we're lifting the left leg as you inhale, left leg lifts. And again, can you lift the right heel up now? So right heel high, exhale, right heel towards the earth. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, right heel towards the earth. And then sweep that left foot forward. Sweep, swing, throw, whatever it takes, and then drop that right knee down. So remember, make your arms longer by using your bricks, otherwise breathing in. Drop the right thigh. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, right thigh descends. Exhale, left leg straightens. And let's add the arms again. So breathing in, arms lift up. Breathing out. So we're still at a nice steady pace. We're still really being with ourselves. We're present to what we're doing. So never rushing the moves. And again, let's stay there and reach high as you inhale. Hold on to your right wrist this time and just tilt to the left. Breathe all the way down to the right waist. And just close your eyes. Notice where you might be tensing. Are you yanking that wrist? Can you soften? Now just take one more huge breath. And then let's come back up again. And we take the hands to the inside of the foot. And use that left hand to help you turn your heart towards the sky and just breathe there where your hand rests. This is how you connect to ourselves, just connect to our heart. And then let's take that left arm up. And again, take the arm slightly behind you as you then take these circular motions, just trying to tap into the feeling state of the body. Where are the shoulders most crunchy? Where are the hips tight? Just feeling. Maybe we don't feel tight today. Maybe that's my story. And then take the left hand down. Let's come all the way back to downward facing dog again. And we're just going to do little bounces now. These are really good for the joints. So as you have your downward facing dog, just bend your knees and just sort of bounce. So the toes stay down. You might shake out the head as well. So this is good to get everything flowing in the body, our energy, our lymph, our blood, what we call prana. And now let's come nice and still. Close your eyes. You might just feel that tingle sensation, the energy coursing through the backs of the legs. And smoothly take a breath forward into plank pose. Pause in your plank pose. Drop the knees. Once again, let's roll down onto our tummy. Let's take one cobra this time. Press into your toes. Breathing in, lift that heart. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Feel your hands, feel your feet. Just connect to the earth and take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let's walk forwards to a forward fold. So spread your toes. Just have a moment to look at your feet. Lift and spread all of the toes. And keep them as wide as possible as you root them down. And now take your awareness to your little toes in the center of the heel. Can you press them down? Breathe in halfway now with your breath. Exhale, forward fold. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Final time, inhale. And exhale. And again, let's connect to our heart now. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your lower back. And as you breathe in, press your heart up and your lower back down. Again, we're being with ourselves. Just make that little connection. That also keeps the spine safe. And as you come to stand now, just take the palms in front of you. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And press into the big toe, the little toe in the center of the heel. And just breathe into your whole body. So we're going to come through one vinyasa now. Take the hands to your heart, what we call Anjali Mudra, and breathe in, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, come to a fold. Inhale, flatten your back, long spine. Exhale, step back right, then left to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, come forward to a plank pose. And now you choose whether you drop the knees or not. You can just lower the whole body down. Press into the hands, breathe your way up into a cobra, or maybe up dog, where you lift up your pelvis. So see what works for you. Exhale, come down, back to downward facing dog. And take 2 full deep breaths in downward facing dog. And let go of all the thoughts that will be there, just let them dissolve. So look towards the hands. There's an option now to do a little bunny hop. So see how you're feeling. And as you exhale, just hop between the hands. That's lovely, really fun. Breathing in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Little bend in the knees. Sweep the arms up and overhead this time. So that was our right leg stepping back. Let's just do one more of those with our left leg stepping back. Get that energy pumping. Breathing in, raise the arms. Breathing out, come to a fold. Breathing into a flat back. Step back left, then right to downward facing dog. And you can always choose to skip these vinyasas. Otherwise, let's come forward one more time. Breathing into a plank pose. Exhale, lower yourself down. Take your back bend as you breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And downward dog is like pressing reset. We start again. So easy to switch off when it becomes familiar. Can you just feel this downward dog that's been unlike any other downward dog that you've ever done? So breathing in, breathing out, and then gaze towards the hands again. You're hopping or stepping towards the front of the mat. Breathe into a flat back. Breathing out to fold. Soft bend in the knees. Sweep those arms all the way up and over. So lovely. And take the hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Notice the breath. It might have lost its rhythm. And just mellow out the edges of your breath. So this is where we might need bricks, but then again, we might not. So have the bricks just in front of you. And they're roughly hip width apart. So stand again. Remember, if at home you haven't got bricks, you might be using a book. You might be using a soup can. Hold the feet. No, hold them, have them hip width apart and pour the weight into your right foot. So balances will often tell us how we're feeling. When we're a bit agitated, they can be a little bit more wobbly. Grow really tall as you lift up your left knee. And if you're on a carpet at home, this makes it much more tricky. So just be gentle. We're just going to come forward and back. So keeping hold of your pelvis, the hips, shift your weight back. Breathing in, lift it up. And there's no good or bad way to doing this. You might even circle the hips a little bit. Just explore the body. Just be with yourself. And of course, sometimes we fall. Let's take a balance now, warrior 3. So holding onto your hips, take that left leg back. And it might be you keep your hips, hands on your hips. It might be that your fingers come to the bricks. It might be that your arms come behind or in front of you. And who cares if you wobble? So that's kind of the fun bit. So just lengthen the spine, spread those left toes and see if you can find balance today for a couple of breaths. And it just might be one of those days that you don't have your balance. And then gently bring it back to a lunge, really lovely. So we all have those wobbly days. So just feel the feet on the ground, really root them down as you inhale and sweep the arms up to the sky, and then start to straighten your right leg as you breathe in. As you exhale, bend the right knee and see how low you can go. Breathing in, straighten. And this is a balance too. So notice any wobbles. Do that 2 more times with the breath. And now just pause with that left knee bent and curl the upper body up and reach into your fingers as you breathe into your heart. Keep pulling the tummy in. And now we're going to swing forward to strengthen that right hip. So take those arms behind you and reach them back, lengthen the spine. So really switching on that right hip. And then we're going to come back into that balance. So see if you can lift the left leg up. And you might tap it up forward a couple of times. So again, for our bones around menopause, these are really important to do balances to strengthen bones. So pause and be still, lengthen the spine. And gently, gently come back to stand. And just give yourself a little massage there on the right hip. That's really strong. So this is how we strengthen our hips as we get older. Pause and grow tall. And find that evenness of breath again. So breathing in through the nose. Notice if the breath has started to speed up in any way. And let's do all of that on side two. We shift our weight into the left foot, lift up the right knee, and again, just come forward and back. So we're doing a few of these today. So just notice if your balance changes as we carry on. And then let's come to warrior three on this side. So hold on to the pelvis, make sure it's nice and stable, both your hip points facing down. You might take your fingers to the bricks, or you might have them behind. And you might fall, so just really enjoy that like you would have done when you were little. Breathing in, spread those right toes, lengthen the spine. One more smooth breath. And drop that right foot down. So as the right foot lands, be nice and bouncy in the legs now, and then we sweep the arms up. So straight front leg as you inhale, reach tall, exhale, dip down. And do that 2 more times. And then pause and lean back and reach from the waist to the armpits, just reaching, creating space in our side body. And then pull the tummy in as you come forward and sweep those arms behind. So just feel the strength there in the left hip. And from there we take off. So lifting up the right foot, you might tap it up and down a couple of times. And then come back into taking flight. And hold on to your sofa if you're wobbly, or a dog, just whatever it is that's around to grab, and just breathe. And slowly let's come back to stand. Really nice. And then take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. Remind yourself you'll never have this version of you again. Are you still with yourself? So just breathing in, breathing out. So let's do all of that again. So I'm going to face a different direction so I can still see the camera, but you stay where you are. So standing tall, we're going to come on to same thing. Right leg is the standing leg, lift up the left leg. See if this feels different now we've practiced it. So coming back into that balance. And as you gaze forward, spread the left toes. Maybe you add a tiny bend in the right knee and then straighten it again. This is how we strengthen the knees. And of course, these things will take us off balance. So just be gentle, be kind, and then drop back and sweep those arms up again. So second time around, breathe in, straighten the leg. Breathe out, you bend. And this time we're coming into warrior two. So the right knee is bent, the left foot slightly turned in, and reach forward now with your fingertips. Gaze at that middle finger. And just make sure your right knee is tracking towards the little toe. So what are you reaching for with this warrior? Lift the heart, take 2 deep breaths. So strong legs in this shape. And now reverse your warrior. Let your left hand slide down your left leg and the right arm reach up and over. Can you press your left leg into the hand? That's just really engaging that muscle. And now curl back as you breathe into the right arm. And then slowly come up for triangle pose. We're just going to really work our hips now. Can you hop the back heel in? And before we come into triangle, can you move your hips side to side? So hands on your hips, just kind of sway them. So right hip forward, left hip back. So again, just checking in with the pelvis. And then find that sort of space where you're level. So the hands are level. We're going to do that now into the pose. So take the right arm, the arms up. And then once again, take that left hip back as you lean forward. And then lift up again, take the right hip back. So it will feel a bit strange, just practice that. So again, just really getting into our hips this morning. And then this time we just complete the pose. So as those left hips come back, we lean forward, then we take the right hand just below our knee, and then turn your heart upwards. So use the right hand as a little lever. And can you lean back And now reach into those left fingers. Maybe you gaze to your left thumb. And take 3 deep breaths in this pose that really strengthens our back. Keep it smooth, keep it spacious, keep the breath moving. And then look down to your right foot as you bend the right knee and come back into Warrior Two and take a full breath. And once again, reverse your warrior. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Take 3 deep breaths into the right lung. And then lift yourself up. We're going to take the hands to the inside of the right foot. So wiggle the right foot forward again. It's almost like your legs are in Warrior Two pose. And can you hold onto your right ankle as you drop the head towards the right instep? And you might just sway forward and back a little bit with that right hip. We're just easing into any tightness there. Take a deep breath. And now take your fingers back to the floor. We're going to walk towards the left foot. Keep that right foot pressed down. When you get to the left foot, can you take your right hand down and lift your left arm up? So big breath in as we twist, still getting really into the hips. Exhale, left hand comes down. Let's walk back to the front again. So hips are really feeling it now. And then let's come all the way back up. Really nice. Take a deep breath in Warrior Two. And then sweep that left arm up. There's an option now to come through a vinyasa. So we're coming into downward facing dog. And you might choose to stay in downward facing dog or just unfurl everything. So breathing your way forward into a plank pose. Exhale to lower. Breathe in as you lift. So it's still nice, steady pace, slowing down to be with ourselves, but this is quite strong. So take a breath. And we're really slowing it down shortly. And again, stepping or hopping towards the front of the mat. So really nice. Let's come back to that forward fold. So I'm changing directions again. And then breathe in as you sweep your arms up and over. And pause there. Feel that length in the spine. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to do all of that now and then we'll rest. So breathing back into the left leg, right leg lifts. Once again, trying that balance. So Warrior Three. Fingertips behind arm, lengthen the arms back, long spine. And then drop into that lunge. Really lovely. Breathing in, arms lift, legs straight. Exhale, soften and bend, and then open up into Warrior Two. So gaze forward to that middle finger. We fix what we call our twisty. And then reach back into your right hand and just feel the whole body now as you close your eyes. So Iyengar, who used to say you can feel energy all through the body. Can you feel your toes? Can you feel your fingertips? Can you feel your breath in the side body? Just really inhabit this pose with your breath. Feel every inch of you. And then reverse your warrior. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over. And with a generous bend in the left knee, can you breathe into your left lung? And lift yourself up. So again, we're straightening the legs, probably hop the back foot in a little bit and just do those wiggles with your hands on your hips. So wiggle to the right and then wiggle to the left. Wiggle to the right, just feel what are the hips doing today? Wiggle to the left. And this time as we wiggle to the right, we lift the arms up. So feel both arms out, lengthen your way forward and then take your left hand down. And then just use that left hand like a little lever to help you rotate. And then can you close your eyes again? Can you feel the whole body in this shape? One more deep breath. And then gaze down to the left foot. Bring yourself up very briefly into Warrior Two. And then once again, we bring the hands down. So we're holding onto the left ankle as we drop the head down, but press into the outside edge of the right foot. And now take the smoothest breaths that you can. And then walk towards the right foot this time. Keep pressing into the outside edge of the left foot as you drop the head and breathe into that inner seam of the left leg. Take your left hand down, maybe lift the right arm up. So just adding a little twist here. And then come back. And as you walk your way forward, final time, let's come back into downward facing dog. And pausing downward facing dog, let's come forward again to the top of a push-up. And slowly, slowly lower yourself down. And just take a moment now to take the hands underneath your forehead and just drop the forehead down. So when we're overwhelmed, doing a frontline Shavasana can be really comforting. So let your eyes close. We're just slowing things down. Now just shake out your hips a little bit. And just take a full deep breath into the whole body. And then take your hands behind you. So this first back bend is also going to strengthen our waist muscles. Excuse me. Or croaky today. Excuse me. So cross your hands flat as you lift your heart. Keep the hands pressed down as you now lift your legs. And really press into the hands as you roll the shoulders back. Lengthen those legs. Lengthen the heart forward and take 3 deep breaths into the center of your chest. And then very slowly come down. Let's take that same shape. Forehead comes onto the hands. Shake out your hips. And you either repeat that again or take your hands behind you and interlace them. So roll the shoulders back as you lift your heart. Then you add the legs. And really check in with your breath now. It will tell you if you're working too hard. And slowly, slowly, slowly come down. Rest the hands on the forehead. So we've moved now, we're going to really slow down. So this is where we come into our second part of the practice. We're going to come to lying on our backs. And we want to rest our hips. So this is where the bolster comes in, or your cushions from the sofa. If they don't feel high enough, you might use your bricks. So we want to come into a back bend, and we are going to be here for a little while, so make sure it's comfortable. And the most comfortable way to come on, rather than lifting your hips, is kind of walking yourself back. So we want our shoulder blades to be on the ground, and just see how your hips are. There should be no pulling in the lower back. You should feel lots and lots of support there around your pelvis. Tuck your chin. And if you can, let the eyes close. Now your hands can rest on your hip points. That can be quite comforting. Or they might come in a Y shape up and overhead. And then allow your eyes to softly close. And come back to being with yourself by connecting to your breath. So breathing in through the nose. Pause at the top of that breath. And then breathe in some more like we did in the beginning. And as you breathe out, just take a full long exhale out. Breathing in through the nose. Pause. Breathe in some more. And then let go of all the breath, all the breath. Do that for about 6 to 7 more rounds of breath. And as we slow the body down, often our mind then starts to race off in all directions. So use this breath practice as a way to stay present. Only concussion can stop us thinking, so acknowledge that's just what we do, but you can choose not to chase those thoughts. About 3 to 4 more rounds now. Let the body just draw up every time you breathe out. Just let go. Two more rounds, and let these be the deepest, deepest breaths yet. And now keep your left leg where it is as you bring the right leg in. So if you have a book underneath your spine, make sure it's not pinching. As the right leg comes in, you're either going to hold onto the right shin or the back of the right thigh. Bend the right knee and start to lengthen your left leg away from you. And press that left heel into the floor to really help you hug that right knee in a little closer. And every time we involve our hands, we involve the shoulders. So make sure yours are soft there. Close your eyes. And you might just move this knee side to side. So we're stretching what we call the psoas muscle now, a really big muscle that is said to be where we store our worries. So when we're uptight and agitated, we tighten this muscle. So let those worries go, just ease into it. And I think it was Mark Twain who said I had lots of terrible things happen to me in my life, but they were all in my own head. So often our worries aren't actually true. They're just things we hope don't happen, which is kind of a real waste of our energy. And let's lift that right leg up now. Spread the right toes. Just stretch the back of the leg, the hamstring. Maybe circle the right ankle. Remember, we're slowing down to be with ourselves. Just take it easy. Practice loving kindness towards the body. And then just stillness there. Take one more deep breath in. And then gently, gently land. So have the left knee bent and the right leg as it comes down. And just take a moment between sides. Your right leg might feel a lot longer than the left now. Just noticing that sensation. And let's do this worry muscle on the other side. So bringing in that left knee. Again, you might hold onto the thigh or the shin. Lengthen the right leg away. And try and let the right thigh drop as the right heel is your anchor. And then we lift the left knee higher. And then just breathe. Notice your thoughts. Just let them pass through you like clouds in the sky. And again, you might just be gently moving that knee side to side. And now let's extend that left leg up and spread your left toes. Bring that left thigh towards you, just stretching into these hamstrings. Notice any tension in the jaw and the face, the shoulders. Often we tense because this pose triggers our stress reaction. We feel it intense, so we stiffen and try to avoid it. So just notice. And then gently, gently bring your leg down. And just take a moment again in this supported bridge. A great pose to do if you can't sleep, by the way, before bed. Just pause, breathing in, pause, breathing some more. And a long exhale out. And then remove the bolster or cushion carefully. So try not to hoik the hips up too much. It's more like rolling towards your heels. And then bring those knees in towards your chest. And as the knees come in towards the chest, squeeze them in. Maybe we're going to take a happy baby now. So in happy baby, we want our bum to be down on our shoulders. We don't want to be lifting up. So lift your legs up. You might hold the big toe here, but if that's too much, hold on to your ankles. And then close your eyes and just sway side to side. And another lovely quote from, I think it's Marianne Williamson, babies are happy because they don't have a file in their head called everything that might go wrong. So just enjoying your body just as you would as a baby. And then maybe straighten the legs and bend them again. Just bring a little bit of movement in. So if that's cushions there to the side, just keep it there. If it isn't, don't worry too much. We're going to bring those knees in towards your chest and just let them rock over to the cushion. So bring them over to the left and then take those arms out really, really wide. And just gaze towards your right thumb as the knees come to the left and take a really full deep breath into the right lung. As you exhale, soften the right shoulder. Do that 3 more times. And now look towards the left hand and just turn your right palm down and just reach into those right fingers. So we're just stretching a little bit more on the right side of the neck. Just take a breath. So when our neck gets tight, we sometimes get headaches. So just easing off there and then slowly come back. Just give those knees a little squeeze. And if you did have a prop, like a cushion or a bolster, you might now take it to your right. Let the right knees come to the right. So palms are up to begin with. Gaze over at your left shoulder and take 3 deep breaths into the left side body. And just notice the effect of this practice now. We've really slowed down to be with ourselves. How are you feeling? Just noticing. And now turn your left palm down as you look towards the right. So just stretching into that left side of the neck. And come all the way back. And we're going to come onto our back now. So coming into the pose we call Shavasana, which is why yoga was invented, so that we could be still and know peace at the end. So maybe you have that bolster at the back of your knees. That can be so nice if you have any tightness in your back. Rest the hands there on your belly and close your eyes. So I'm going to sit up now, but you stay exactly where you are. So breathing in through the nose. As you breathe out, exhale out all the breath, all the breath, all the breath. And as we slow our breathing down, maybe you notice that you're also slowing the thoughts down. And if you're not, you're not. That's how you are today. There's no judgment here. And allow every feature of your face to soften and release. Notice the breath coming in through your nostrils. And as you breathe out consciously, relax and release the jaw. Breathe into your belly, the side ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. As you breathe out, relax your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists. Breathe down into the hips and the pelvis. Relax your thighs, the backs of the knees, the calf muscles and the feet. And from the crown of your head to the tips of the fingers, to the tips of the toes, you relax and soften the whole body. And keep your eyes closed now. We're going to be here for just a few minutes more. Breathe in as if your whole body breathes in. Breathe out as if the whole body breathes out. And just a reminder of that quote that we opened with by Rupi Kaur, I will never have this version of me again. Let me slow down to be with her. Just holding yourself here, I'm holding the time. You just allow yourself just to take this rest. Just noticing the breath. And just notice where your thoughts might go. Are you still here now, or have you drifted? And if you've drifted, just come back to this next breath. And now come back to this next breath. Now this one. And just stay here for one more minute, just breathing. And just start to deepen your breathing now. And just notice everything of this sweet moment. The sounds around you in your living space. The sensations in your body. And responding to what your body needs, just do that now. It might be a big overhead stretch. You might want to curl up into a little ball. You might want to stay here longer, but just choosing wisely. And fill your body with this fresh, brand new energy that we have at the end of our practice. And then take your time to make your way up to a comfortable seat. And try not to rush headlong back into the rest of the day. And as we sit tall, let's roll those shoulders back. Let's find that long spine again. And congratulate yourself for taking this time to be with yourself. Because you're worth it. And breathe in as we sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. So just come and turn the recording off so I can say a real goodbye. Where are we?